welcome to District 86 Toastmasters radio show. Meet with fellow Toastmasters. Learn secrets of public speaking and tips of leadership. We broadcast from Ontario, Canada. Follow us online at www.toastmasters86.org. I am Vitaly Fursov, District 86 Public Relations Officer and today's show host. Our guest today is Toastmaster, Area Governor and Social Activist Heather Skoll.
Hi Heather, how are you?
Hi Vitaly, great. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for dedicating your time for District 86 radio talk show. This is amazing that we can have a discussion with you today. First of all, Heather, please tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Where do you live? What club you belong to? What achievements you have completed in Toastmasters? We want to know Heather Skoll as a Toastmaster first.
Wonderful. Thanks, Vitaly. Well, I live in Richmond Hill, Ontario, and my home club is Golden Gavel Toastmasters, and I've been a member of that club coming up on 5 years. I also attend Hilltop Toastmasters, and I am now an area governor for Area 25. And Area 25 consists of 5 clubs that meet during the day, corporate clubs, and they're in the Markham and 404 area. I first joined Toastmasters in September 2009, and there was a very specific reason that I went. One was I had it on my bucket list for a while because I had heard about it from somebody, but there was an event that actually really encouraged me to get to Toastmasters right away. I went to an event called We Day, which is a huge rally event that inspires youth that's put on by the organization of Free the Children and Me to We, and saw speakers on stage inspiring youth, and one of those speakers was my brother. And there were 15,000 people there, mostly youth, at the Air Canada Centre. And after I saw my brother speak, I said, I want to do that. The very next week, I went to Golden Gavel Toastmasters, which fortunately was close to my home and also turned out to be such a great experience right away. So I loved the group, I loved the atmosphere, and I signed up the next week. My Toastmasters experience has been absolutely incredible. In fact, the journey of being a Toastmaster has not only led me closer to my goal, which is to speak at We Day, but allowed me to gain the skills and the confidence, both in the communication and leadership, to run my own version of We Day called We Can Change the World Day at the Richmond Hill Center for Performing Arts in Richmond Hill to start engaging our region. And I got to speak on the stage, and that was in front of 600 people. So I know that I'm gradually growing my size of audience. And at this stage, I have an advanced communicator bronze, and I have an advanced leader bronze designation, both which will change this year and will be moving into the next level, into silver. And hopefully within another year or so, working towards my DTM. And what I've gained out of Toastmasters was a lot of surprises, because I thought, it's going to help me with my speaking skills. Toastmasters actually helped me mostly with my writing skills and writing speeches and organizing my thoughts, being able to do table topics and have a beginning, a middle, and an end have been really incredible bonus surprises. I'm working on writing a book as well. I never thought I would, and I could.
This is very interesting. Listen about your speaking, public speaking engagements. This particular We Can Change the World Day, what is it? 600 people, the audience, you're saying, but what is it, the event? Please tell us about it.
Absolutely. We Can Change the World Day was inspired by the event I was telling you about called We Day. And at We Day, youth earn their tickets by volunteering, and usually with their class or groups at school, and they get to go to this big event to celebrate their fundraising and participation. And Free the Children's opportunities range anywhere from local events for fundraising or global issues, raising funds towards a village, education, water, health. And when I learned that our York Region District School Board, although some teachers participate, they're not generally a sponsor of Free the Children, I thought, I want all of the kids in York Region to have the opportunity to earn their ticket to We Day. How can they if they don't know about it? And We Can Change the World Day is an introductory opportunity to attend the event, learn about possibilities, and I'm also hoping that by the end of this year that the York Region District School Board will come on board and be a sponsor of Free the Children, and that way kids can earn their tickets to We Day, and then I know that I really accomplished something important.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're working there with children, mostly with youth, right, to help them to get more involved in the community life, as I understand.
That's right. So the kids get involved by being creative to create change. We have a lemonade stand called the Lemonade Cafe, which gives younger youth the opportunity to gain skills of talking to public, telling them about what we're doing, selling lemonade, and then some of the youth get involved in different activities, like they might do craft projects that they then sell by donation, or sometimes we have musicians who will create an opportunity, perhaps busking for the dollars for donations. We have a band called One in a Million who have created a song called Change the World and put it on iTunes for donation to our particular village. And it all goes towards Free the Children. So it really, what's really amazing isn't so much about what I'm doing, but what's amazing is to watch the lights go on in the eyes of youth and see them gain confidence and have skills that they will take forward into their lives.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing that. Very interesting initiative. And how often do you provide those events? How many Change the World Days during the year you organize?
We had our first We Can Change the World Day September 29th, 2013, and that was the event where we had 600 people. Mm-hmm. And then we decided that we're not going to do it exactly 1 year later because it was quite a lot of energy to try to get the word out at the very beginning of the school year. So we decided we were going to move that event forward to February 22nd, 2015, and it'll give us a few more months to engage the kids and to get involved and to also buy tickets to come to the event. And in the meantime, we're doing an interim event on October 7th, 2014, so that's coming up in just a few weeks. And it's going to be a preview event where we're going to feature a couple of the talents, youth talents, who will be coming to We Can Change the World Day, and then announcing some of the bigger surprises that will be people who will be speaking and performing at our big event. And we're also looking to raise funds on October 7th with a silent auction and some draws as well towards our cause. And then during the year, especially through the summer, we've had our lemonade stand featured in various venues, such as events that have been at the parks or through the town of Richmond Hill. One was called Moonlight Movies. And we've also have the lemonade stand on some driveways. So we have several of those that go on through the summer, and then hopefully through the fall as well at some of the Meet the Teacher barbecue events.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you. So October 7th, 2014, where can we find you?
You can actually find us. That event will take place in the Plaza Suite of the Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts. And you can look for tickets, which will be available on Eventbrite, by going to our website, which is www.wecanchangetheworld.ca, or you can go on Facebook to We Can Change the World Day, and Twitter at ChangeWorldYR. And our hashtag is #U_C for the word create, and then C for the word change. So #UCreateChange.
Okay, thank you so much. Very, very interesting. So once money will be raised, what projects do you have in mind to implement using this funds?
Our group adopted a village through Free the Children's program called Adopt a Village. And this village is called Olorian, Kenya. And it is in the area of Narok in the Masai Mara, Kenya. And I have to say I've driven through Narok, which was very barren and really needing quite a bit of support. And when a village is getting ready to support, Free the Children has worked with them, has made sure that they're prepared to allow and bring in and help with the projects that are coming to them. And the money that we raised at our first event, which was just over $11,000, already has helped to build a school classroom in the village of Olorian. And then after that, there's still help needed with projects for clean water, health, through medical, as well as alternative income programs, which include the mamas having opportunities to sell things that they've made, like beads, beaded bracelets and chains, leather goods, and then the final pillar for helping a village is agriculture and food safety. And so we will help support all the pillars of the Adopt a Village program. And we're hoping that we can raise our goal of $30,000 by the end of our event, February 22nd.
Okay, good luck with that. Very
Thank you.
And absolutely, absolutely amazing initiative. And what brought you to Kenya, may I ask?
That's a really good question, Vitali. We went to Kenya with Free the Children's sister organization called Me to We on a specific trip to help build schools and to visit schools, learn about their needs for water by doing a water walk. And we went because when we got married, and that's my husband Ken Alexander, who's now the president of Golden Gavel Toastmasters, we got married in August 2009, and we had decided that there was nothing that we needed, and we wanted all the money from our wedding to go to a charity. And we chose Free the Children, and were able to direct our funds towards a different village in Kenya called Alusioi, Kenya. I know they sound sort of similar. And Alusioi was a village that when we went to visit Kenya, we had the privilege of visiting. And not only did we visit, but they actually celebrated us visiting because we'd been supporting them and through our wedding. And they had drumming and singers and dancing, and then speeches that were translated into English from us, for us, by the Maasai warriors who spoke both English and the language of the village. And we were so incredibly honored. And I had tears in my eyes that whole afternoon. It was like tears of joy of how much love and appreciation that people can show for each other. And I learned more from them than I think I could have ever done for them.
Mm-hmm. So people in Kenya, obviously you met somebody whose story is incredible, and you would probably like to share it with us. Do you have such stories, maybe one or two?
The thing that impressed me the most was when we were in the village, Alusioi, as well as visiting the girls' high school called Kisaruni, we had the opportunity to talk to the students and ask them, what do you dream of doing? And these girls are in a very barren environment. They have these nice solid schools because of the school program through Free the Children, and they had dreams of being in computer technology and being doctors and being lawyers and being a pilot. I was so incredibly moved that their dreams were so big, and many of them wanted to learn those skills but bring them back to their villages as well and become leaders in their villages. I think that's what really moved me the most. There was the one girl who wanted to be involved in computer technology, and in their school they had a room with computers, but they only had connection to the intranet. So they had a very limited, it's like a limited library that they can reach out beyond their village to. It's not like the internet. And yet she actually knew that she wanted to be involved in something that she probably never even yet experienced.
Yep, definitely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand what you're talking about. So now, tell us about your book. What is your book about?
My book is actually about being a parent of children who had some very special needs when they were younger. I have 3 boys, and 2 had some real neurological issues that really disabilitated their lives, their abilities to really function in school. And my kids now are doing absolutely phenomenally well. They have jobs or going to school. They're fantastic. But if I go back 15 years, it was a time that I became a single mom. I had kids that were struggling, and my book really captures the struggles and the journey that we went on, and kind of the sequence of events that I do believe parents of kids with special needs, like my kids, do also experience. And within the book, I will be, sharing a little bit of my story, but also sharing how I got to the next place. What did I do to intervene, such as I started to take yoga, and I would use different breathing techniques when things got frustrating, or I began to take courses that helped me both mentally and spiritually, and things like that, so that I offer almost like my story and the remedy in the book, so that people reading it can see, wow, they can relate to some of the struggles, but here's something that they can attempt to try to see if that also helps them in their life.
Very, very interesting. Thank you. And I'm sorry to hear that you experienced that in your early children's ages. Well, at the same time, I'm happy to hear that you overcame those struggles, and right now children are doing well. Very great. And what I feel like, and what I'm hearing and observing you, obviously you, throughout your life, you growing as a leader, and perhaps Toastmasters became just the next milestone, I should say, and you're progressing quite well. I know in Toastmasters, you're progressing so well that you've been chosen to lead 5 clubs in your area, and you became area governor this year. Is this your first time experience being area governor?
Yes, this is my first time as area governor, and it's also a new experience meeting clubs that meet during the day. So I chose to take the area with that type of challenge because I felt that that would be a huge learning curve for me, and I really like to grow and learn and support people all at the same time. I was the president of Golden Gavel 3 years ago, and it was just an amazing experience. It was amazing having a team and working with a group of people who were committed and working on their own skills, and knowing that even though I was the president, that I wasn't in it alone. We were a team, and I could not have done it without the team, and I felt that I just got so much benefit. I highly recommend that people in Toastmasters get the experience of being on the executive, and if you have the opportunity to be a president, just do it.
In addition to area governor, you're a dual member. So how many days per week you dedicate to Toastmasters?
At this point, I'm dedicating probably 7 days a week in a way to Toastmasters. So whether I'm visiting clubs or in contact with the clubs that I'm helping, or writing a speech or preparing for another leadership role at the club, I would say 7 days a week. And it's not like it's like a full-time job, but it's something that's just part of my very being right now.
Your goal is in 2 years or sooner to complete the Distinguished Toastmasters levels. What DTM means to you?
DTM to me is, it's an opportunity to say, wow, I could look back at the journey and say, I grew, and by my growing, that I've been able to touch so many other people to grow. And I think that when the DTM is celebrated at the conference and people do the high five, I think that's like that symbolically, that all of these people who you're high-fiving have touched you in some way to get you to a place in your journey. And I think it's a very, symbolic ceremony in a sense. And DTM is just a new beginning again.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and as a Toastmaster, you obviously do a lot in your community. You help in children in Kenya, you help in villages in Kenya, in fact, you help in youth here in Canada to get educated, to get involved, and you lead in them, and you grow in by doing that. What advice do you have to Toastmasters, those who are looking to live full life, those who are looking to be useful for society and kind of don't know where to go, what to do, where they can find themselves? What would you advise to these people?
I really like your question, Vitaly, because it brings me back to where I've ended up professionally. I had been teaching yoga classes and doing a type of therapy work, and recently, within the past 6 months, have transformed to take my work more as a public speaker and doing the very thing you're asking, and helping people. And I'm targeting young adults and youth, but this can apply to anybody who's interested in Toastmasters or looking to follow their dreams. And the first thing is to find the path that they want to follow. And initially, sometimes people don't know what their direction is, or if you want to call it their purpose. And so that's the first thing, the exploration of what you love to do, finding your passion. So if you take the words path, finding your passion. And it could be something you're really good at, but you never thought it could be something that could be your income earning. But beginning with that and saying, okay, well, I really love to play guitar. Well, what can you do with that that can lead you to a goal that you can do that is part of your passion? And then looking at the possibilities, but then learning to take those next steps. So each thing that you do, that you choose really selectively, like you align yourself, like the A in the word path, align yourself with things that you want to do that are going to help you move forward towards your goal, and say no to things that are not going to. So perhaps those things might be, extra parties or things that aren't going to keep you on that path. And then the T is for tailoring your activities. And then tailoring is also about hanging out with people, socializing, or going to Toastmasters clubs where people are like-minded. And you can begin to really state your goals to get towards the goals, that everybody there may have other networks or connections to support you. And then finally, the H is really about honing in on your goal or hanging in towards your goal, and we get closer to our goals. So I mentioned at the beginning of the radio interview that I want to speak on the We Day stage in front of 15,000 people. Well, I'm moving through that path myself, and I've spoken on a stage with 600 people. I know it's not 15,000 yet, but I keep going back through the path, and I keep saying, okay, what do I do next to increase my distance towards that goal? My next one will have to be I'll go to a stage that has, 1,000 people. And I keep working towards that. And I haven't stated yet to those who matter, and if anyone is listening who's part of We Day, I want to speak on the We Day stage, and I'm getting closer to stating it out loud because I also want to make sure I have all the skills that I need so that when I do that, I am ready and I will succeed.
Heather, thank you so much. It was an interesting conversation. I wish we can dedicate more time. And in conclusion, one piece of advice for all listeners: if they want to succeed with their goals, if they want to find their purpose in life, what would you advise to them? Just one short piece of advice.
Take a step forward. And if you're not a Toastmaster already, step into a Toastmasters club. And if you step into that Toastmasters club, find someone who will be your mentor to support you, and keep stepping forward with support along the way.
Thank you, Heather. Amazing advice. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful day. And I'm sure your interview will resonate in people, and you will have lots of questions on Facebook, on our District 86 blog, on LinkedIn. So I'm looking forward to participate in those conversations. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. You too, Vitaly.